Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. Today, I want to talk about students' relationships. In basic terms, let me call them students' illicit relationships, because they are not supposed to be there in school. So what I'm saying is boy-girl relationship. In school, students are supposed to have platonic relationships, especially in mixed schools. They're supposed to have those relationships that are going to help them in their studies. In my first station, there were two students, and I want to talk about it because these are already grown-ups. From my story, you'll discover they're already grown-ups. These two students, I'll even give you their names. The girl was called Martha, and the boy was called Charles. And I taught you in this particular school, or you were teaching there, you already know them. I remember very well, they were in Form 4 when the school discovered their relationship. Then I was their class teacher. And this was the last mixed class because the girls were being phased out. All the other classes were boys. And I was the class teacher, as I told you. It's term 1. You know how you reshuffle the sitting positions? And then you discover as they are moving during preps, this particular boy keeps on going to a particular girl to sit with them. So during class assembly, I told Charles, why do you want to sit with Claire? You're in a relationship with a Claire. Can you stop being in that relationship with Claire? Shock on myself. Boys are so, let me tell you, because most of them are boys. Boys are so sincere. They told me, no, he's not in a relationship with Claire. He's in a relationship with Martha. You're wrong. You see? Students will always be students. You see, they clarified. So now I was able to know, yes, they're really in a relationship with Martha. So of course I called them because of the class. I warned them and I told them this is not the right way to go. They're supposed to be in school doing their studies. These are things that are going to come later in life. And then it happened, they went for a trip. Yeah, if I can remember very well, they went for a trip. And then during the trip, girls, if it's in a mixed school, the way it is done, let me tell you how we usually do it. The girls usually sit at the front. That is, they take the front seats, and then the boys take the back one. So in case, it's not like now, back then, it wasn't like it is today, whereby the trips have to begin at, 6, and then they have to end at 6. So in case the trips take longer than that, they're supposed to spend at the place where the trip was at. You see, there is that 6 a.m., 6 p.m. rule. So they can't travel past that, which is a good rule. But then, especially in games, they usually, even today, I think games usually, that's how it goes. They go to play, and then some of the matches, they extend up to around maybe to that 6. So by the time you travel from the school where the games were being held to your school, you see it's getting late. So the games teachers discovered that, you know how girls are supposed to sit at the front, and then the boys take the back seats. They discovered this girl went at the back seat to sit with that particular boy. You see, now it has escalated. So now they took charge of it. When they came back to school, they warned them. This is the second warning. And it was noted back by the principal. After a while, we discovered that during evening preps, this particular girl does not go to that class where she's supposed to stay, because the girls are supposed to be in their own class and the boys are supposed to study their own class. Only during evening preps. During the day they can, because it was a mixed school, they were mixed in classes. But during preps in the evening, they're supposed to stay in a particular class which has only girls. This boy had guts. He never used to study. He used to monitor the teachers and whatever they are doing, and then move from the boys' class during the evening preps and go to the girls' class and sit together with the what? With mother. This is child sitting with mother. That is how it was. So now the deputy principal and the principal took up the matter. They called the parents. And then the parents came. They were told about the relationship and they were warned. They were told only 2 terms are remaining. They complete their secondary education. So they were told to focus on their studies. They are not supposed to be doing that. So we thought they've heard and everything is okay. So from second term, a Form 4 class, you're usually engrossed in what? Revision and yes, preparing them for KCSE. After the parents were called, now they cooled down. I don't know whether they cooled down or they were not showing us, but up until they did their KCSE, we did not have any instance, or they didn't show us that they were in any relationship. They continued with their studies. And after the results, so that you can know that relationships affect, they both got D's. The girl was the one who got a D+, and the boy got a D-. So relationships don't go with what? If you are a parent, if older people, yes, 18 plus people are having issues with relationships, and you are a child under 18 and above, let's say 14, how will you be able to handle these things? That's why we tell students they cannot handle this. They cannot combine relationships at school together with studying. Fast forward 3 years ago, I met this girl in town. I remember very well because I was going those sides of Dubois, where women get their stuff like that. So as I was going, I met her. And for some reason, all the students that I teach, even if it's 5 years down the line, whenever they see me, they usually greet me. They're usually happy. We say hi, we talk. If they're with their spouses, we talk a little bit. They tell me how they're doing. So I asked this girl, how are you doing? She told me she's okay. She's married to Charles, the same Charles, and they have 1 child. Even before we met with her, I already knew that they were married. This is not at a wedding. They did come and stay immediately after Form 4. Sometimes, you can hear stories. What they did after Form 4, immediately the girl went to be employed as a house help. Can you imagine? Because she never studied the school. She was able to feed herself and remain in Nairobi. Then the boy was employed in industrial area to do just casual jobs. And that's how they started mingling. So during these girls' off day, that's when they were met with this particular boy. And it went on like that. So to that day when we met, I didn't even ask her what she's doing, whether she's continuing with that, because now they already have 1 child. And I didn't even want to ask whether she's happy. What I noticed, God forgive me, she looked a little bit sad. I don't know. Maybe if if she sees this video, she can comment and tell me how she's doing. But what I keep on asking myself, was it worth it? Was it worth? Is she happy really? Are they both of them happy with those grades that they got? That you can get a casual job. You can marry this girl from high school. You do your studies in high school and then you go to work as a house help just because you never listen to the teachers when they're telling you don't be in a relationship. Today I really want to know whether it was worth it. Or that is why they go to school, so that you can look for a relationship, and because the parents were called and they were notified. These students are notified. Was it really worth it? Because I don't know. They could have done better. They could have concentrated on their studies. Because that class did very well. There are those who went to the university, most of them, and others went to good colleges. And today, when they see them, they are doing very well. Yes, maybe they could have, then after university, after college, they could have met. They could have met and did 1, 2, 3 later in life. But they could be in a stable relationship whereby they have good jobs. They can be able to eat and feed their one child. I did not like it. Even when I saw her, I felt so sorry for her. And I hope she doesn't regret it. Because imagine, if you are married to someone who does casual jobs, how far can you go? You complete your Form 4 to just become a house help. Some of the house helps some of them have not even gone through secondary education. Most of them have done primary. Others have even dropped out from primary education. Was it worth it? Let me know. What do you think about this particular relationship? Then next time, I'll tell you of another one that got me very mad. So let me know in the comment section whether you want to hear about the next one. I really felt like today I needed to talk about that because it got me so concerned. If you're a parent, what do you think about Martha and Charles? Let me know. Thank you for subscribing. Kesho.